Garrick Taylor here with Secretary of State-elect Katie Hobbs. Katie Hobbs, congratulations.
Thank you.
We're going to learn a little bit about your agenda ahead, but first of all, let's learn a little bit about you. Did you grow up in Arizona?
I did, born and raised.
Born and raised. We looked in your bio, it said you went to Seton.
Yes.
So we have a picture of you in your school uniform. I'm kidding, we don't have that. All right, so we have not had a member of the Democratic Party as Secretary of State in many years. This is a big deal for you to win this seat.
Yeah.
How's it feel?
I am really excited. There's a lot of work to do and ready to get started.
So you're Secretary of State, you're the state's chief elections officer. Let's talk about that portion of the job first. What would you like to do when it comes to administering the state elections?
Well, I think, we need someone in the office who's a leader and is going to work collaboratively with the county recorders and election officials on the ground. I think that's been missing for a while. I'm ready to do that. I've already met with a lot of the county recorders and really excited to kind of work with them, getting the election manual up to date. That's a really critical piece right there, and a great way that we can start off working in a really collaborative manner.
Because I think sometimes Arizonans get confused. You're not administering the local polling places. County recorders have to do that, but you're the one who's trying to give them guidance on how to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's imperative for the chief election officer of the state to be on top of what are those election day plans so we don't have big debacles like we've seen it here in Maricopa County, and make sure that, that we're on top of it and making sure the voters can vote.
You recently chimed in on Twitter in response to something that Dr. Dean said about our election security, and you tried to tamp that down. How do we take some of that partisanship out of the administration of elections and just making sure that elections are conducted fairly?
Yeah, I mean, it is really a job that should be nonpartisan and need to be focused on making sure that every single eligible voter can vote, make sure that that's done in a secure manner, people's data is protected, we're keeping out any fraudulent actors, and that's not a partisan thing.
In addition to running or being the chief elections officer, businesses do filings in your office as well. That's an aspect that doesn't get talked about a lot. When you think about that mission of your office, what would you like to accomplish there?
I want to make sure that we're providing the services that need to be provided and that people can come in, get their business done in an efficient manner. I'm not sure that's happening right now. There's a lot of website issues kind of across the board in the Secretary of State's office, but folks who file to renew their trademarks, that system is kind of gummed up and not working too well, so want to make sure we're fixing all those things.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it gets confusing because sometimes if people ask the Chamber of Commerce what they're supposed to do, we sometimes don't know whether you're supposed to go to the Corporation Commission or the Secretary of State. It's just confusing.
Yeah, it would sort of make sense to streamline all that and maybe have it housed in one place.
Let's go back to the elections question for a second here. You wanted to put together an election security task force when you get started. How do you envision that working? What would you like to accomplish in that?
So we're going to start with the assessment that's been done and kind of see where that is, and also where the governor's cybersecurity task force is in terms of elections specifically, and go from there. But we want to make sure that we are addressing all the vulnerabilities that exist in all the systems that we have to make sure that our elections are secure.
The Secretary of State, you are next in line if the governor were not able to serve. Arizona does not have a lieutenant governor, so it falls to the Secretary of State. We're somewhat unique in that regard. You've heard different proposals out there. Do we need a lieutenant governor, or we've done this since statehood? Have we gotten it figured out?
Yeah, I mean, I think especially in the last several years, we've seen the Secretary of State move into the governor's office many times. I think voters are pretty well aware of that possibility. And so, if they want to vote again to do it, the legislature can send a referral. Somebody can refer it to the ballot themselves. But, we've voted on it already. I think the voters are okay with what we have.
Well, congratulations on your victory. Good luck to you, and all the best.
Thank you.